If someone asked me, would you stay in a haunted house? I would say yes, but when I'm done, it wouldn't be haunted anymore. I don't know if any of you've seen on social media, sometimes they would give you a photo of a really old, creepy house saying, if you stayed here for 24 hours or overnight, it will pay you this amount of money because it's that haunted and, it would terrify people, truly terrify people to where they couldn't stay the night. If I was offered to do that, I would first go there and verify that it's haunted. And if there is more than one type of haunting present, because it is possible, for example, to have a ghost haunting and a demon haunting all together. And what I would do then is when I found out that it was haunted, I would say, okay, when do you want me to go? And they would arrange a date for me and I would go. But I would bring my tools with me because what I'm going to do is basically turn that house into a holy site for 30 days, even though I won't be there for 30 days. So what I would do is I'd go there, I'd bring my supplies with me, and honestly, I wouldn't get to work right away because there's just no need to. And I'd probably have a few cigars, have a few drinks, play some video games, listen to some loud music, and enjoy myself for a moment because honestly, I found that that's how I get into the mood. Certainly not drinking to the point to where I get intoxicated or even buzzed, but just a way to relax for a moment. And so when I'm ready, usually be in the evening, because in the evening, background radiation gets lower, paranormal activity starts to rise. I would begin by saging the house. This will deal with any astral fragments that might be a problem. Okay, I would go to every room and burn sage and basically take the bundle of sage and just do this over every single wall and ceiling, not actually touching the walls, but I found that if you get better coverage that way when you burn sage in that manner and use it. I don't do any smudging. It's just the smoke is enough. I would also bring holy water with me, okay, and apply that to places that the sage could not reach. And so we're talking air vents, sinks, bathtub drains, even commodes, even those that don't work. You can just simply add some holy water there, and that will, for 24 hours, keep the astral fragments from using that place to come into the house. Because astral fragments are everywhere, even in places we would not ever look or be able to look. And then if the house had a ghost haunting, okay, I wouldn't even bother with a ghost. I would just simply go to some place that's out of the way and make a vortex. Okay, I would just simply visualize the little gold dot and expand it and make it larger until I was satisfied, and you have a vortex at that point. And I wouldn't even wait to hear the visuals, to hear the audio sign or see the visual sign, because I know the ghost will leave. Because ghosts wouldn't haunt someone if they didn't want the help that they're asking for when they haunt you. They don't haunt just for the sake of it, but that's aside the point. Now, a demon haunting is going to be probably the most difficult part of the night, because if there is a lair there, well, first off, I got to go find it. And it's not hard to find a lair, but sometimes it can be that they put their layers in places that it's a little hard for me to reach, or probably in a place that I would not think to look. But the way you can identify a demon lair is you look for the guards. So each lair and each vortex that the demons use is guarded by a pair of demons of the chameleon rank. They're about this big, about a foot long, I think. And they march back and forth, okay, and protect the lair from astral fragment invasion. When I see that, okay, I will know where the lair is. And then I could use sage, I could use holy water, but that in the end would just, even if I kill the demon, the master of haunting, the demon that's leading the haunting, will just simply ask for another one to come along and reinforce. So we have a different method. I use these quartz. You take 3 of these and put them in every single room of the house, on every single side of the room. So, your bedroom, every single wall, put 3 of these. Do not move them. You can continue to burn sage. And also, you may read from the Bible. I mean, I read from the Bible when I'm handling something that might be demonic, such as a demonic haunting. And that will, okay, force the demons out of the home. Why? Because at that point, the house has been turned into a holy site with all these stones, emitting a high vibration, for lack of a better word, that demons find, too powerful to resist. So what the demons will do is that they will patrol the outside of the house for 30 days, hoping to get back in. But after 30 days, they'll start looking for another place. And so when my work is done, I will then, relax, maybe play some more video games, maybe have a few more drinks, smoke a few cigars. And that will be the end of it. I'll go to sleep and wake up, and I guess the person who, made the offer will come and say, probably see me still there, probably unfazed at all by my experience there. And at the end of it, he'll probably present me my money if he's offering. And I said, after I take the money, I said, by the way, it's not haunted anymore. I took care of it. And I'll come back in 30 days to get my stones. And therefore, the demons won't come back. And do me a favor, don't touch the stones. If the person starts protesting and getting angry over what I did, I would give that person a stern lecture that you can't use the unliving to use as a spectacle, use it as a thrill, use it as a business. And, that gets into another video that I'm going to make later on this year about, why these, haunting, these pub crawls and, haunted tours should be boycotted, because you're literally trying to make a business off the suffering of others. And if the person gets angry, let them get angry. What's done is done. Anyways, I would tell him that I expect to have all my stones back in my bag after 30 days, and I'll come back then. If he moves them, fine. He can move them. But it's not going to be by my hand that place becomes a demonic haunting site again. So that's what I would do if I would spend the night in a haunted house. I mean, has any of you done it before? Spent a night in an actual, legitimately haunted house? What was your experience? Did you do anything about it, or did you feel that you were powerless? I would like to hear what your experience was like. And so be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.